It's been a long time since I filmed a video from this spot. Do you remember this? Wow, this brings back memories, doesn't it? You old-time friends of Bunjie will remember a lot of videos I shot right here. Had Bunjie in front of me right here on the Caldwell Deadshot Field Pod. Had that right in front of me. And I would talk about that crossbow, talk about crossbow hunting way back in the day. This is a tough video to make, kind of, because it's the last time I'm ever going to step foot on this property. This is the house where I grew up, right? This is the property where I grew up. You can probably hear the compressor station behind me. That wasn't here when I lived here when I was a kid. This property's been in my family since 1976. It's actually, the property itself has been in my family for over 100 years. My great-grandfather actually owned the property. He had 1,000 acres from here. As far as you could see down that valley, he owned property. For those of you who read my book, The Death by Bunjie Crossbow Story, I talk about a lot of that in that book. And that book ends on kind of a sad note because it was expected that the property would be sold, and that was several years ago. My father died, my mother no longer lives here, and you know, things happen, right? Times change. Heard that before. I talk about that. Times change. We have to change with the times. We've got to grow with the times in order to succeed, in order to persevere. You might be going through something like this yourself. You might be going through something like this. I get a message now and then from friends of Bunjie who have lost access to their hunting property, and their whole hunting season or plans for the entire season have fallen through. And I want to talk to you a little bit about that. How do you deal with losing access to a hunting property? Now, in my case, there's still 4 tree stands down in this woods that I'm not going to take out. I'm going to leave them here for the next person, for the next owner. I've talked to that person. They've got kids. They got an interest in hunting. And I hope that they get as much enjoyment out of this property as I had over my whole lifetime. Nothing gold can stay. Maybe you've heard that before. You know, that's a really good quote. I like quotes, right? But that's a really good quote. Nothing gold can stay. This place was gold. This place was perfect for me. And it meant a lot to me. And it has a great impact on who I am. But nothing gold can stay. It's not like you keep it forever, right? I'm not going to be on this planet forever. But I'm glad that I had my time with this property, but its time has come. It's time for me to move on. In fact, if anything, I can tell you I hate long goodbyes. I thought this property would be out of the family years ago. I would say goodbye and be done with it, and it's been a lengthy year-by-year process. Keep it? Are we going to sell it? What's the future of this property? And over the last several years, when you deal with losing, in particular in this case, a place where you hunt, I've been looking for other alternatives, haven't I? You've seen me all kinds of scouting on state game lands, which I have enjoyed, and I learned so much about deer and deer behavior and deer habitat, walking around on state game lands, looking at different locations and seeing how deer use those properties and how bears use those properties and how other wildlife uses those properties, looking for tracks and looking for habitat. Just great. It's great. I can now identify a lot more trees than I could before because it really expanded my knowledge base of those trees. And I encourage you to do that. We should spend some time on these state game lands. We're paying for them, right? Go out there and enjoy them. So I spent a lot of time doing that. And I've grown as a hunter and also as a person by doing that. Got a lot of good exercise too, right? Which never hurts me, that's for sure. The other thing I have done is hunted with friends of Bunjie, right? You saw me last year, me and the Patriot shot a doe on friend of Bunjie, Jim's family property. That was a blast. It was a great time. The goiter doe, it made a great video. It was what a great day it was. I got there bright and early. We headed down there together. We got some Dunkin' Donuts. You know, we're out there in the woods. We had a good time. He had a blind all set up for me, which bears had attacked and destroyed. But he had a really nice food plot. We hunted over. I made the best out of the blind. Still shot a deer. You can't ask for a better story, right? Had fun tracking it. It took us an hour to find it. That's a time that if I only hunted on this property, I wouldn't have enjoyed. And I've made that comment before as well. And I talk about that in my books. I talk about the Death by Bunjie crossbow method. Don't want to just get good at shooting the same deer year after year out of the same tree stand. Get good at shooting deer. Get good at hunting. And you do that by branching out, by learning new scenarios, by learning new strategies and techniques, and trying out those new techniques. If I were hunting here year after year after year, I'd get bored. I would. I do get bored of that. I am bored of that. It's very easy for me to say goodbye to this property now because I feel like I've done all I can do on this property. I've really gotten my money's worth, so to speak. I have a lot of great memories, a lot of videos, a lot of great stories, but it's time to move on. I'm very excited about exploring new places. When Bunjie and I went to Manitoba and conquered Canada, that is a big deal. That was a big experience for me and my daughter and our crossbows. That's a big deal. What I mean by conquering Canada is Bunjie and I are conquering new lands. We're expanding the kingdom of Bunjie. It's no longer limited to the property on which I grew up, the property where I met Bunjie, the property where I first shot Bunjie, right here in this yard, using the barn as a backstop, with my mother sitting on the front porch watching me and encouraging me. All that stuff's detailed in those books. This is no longer just the kingdom of Bunjie. Here, I've already conquered this place. Bunjie and I have already conquered this place. It's time to move on and conquer new lands. We've expanded the kingdom of Bunjie. This fall, Bunjie and I might be going to Ohio together. You never know. We might go out there and conquer Ohio. Maybe Texas is next. One thing is for sure, I'm going to expand. I'm going to expand the kingdom of Bunjie. I'm going to expand my experience as a crossbow hunter and hunt new places and new animals, because I think that's fun. That's the whole point of this for me. This place has a ton of sentimental value to me. It's tough for me to let it go. It is. But it's also for the best. And it's also going to lead to all new, exciting experiences that I'm looking forward to. If you are faced with losing a hunting property, I hope some of this helps. I hope you can conquer some new lands also. Make some friends and hunt with those. Save up your money and go on a trip. Check out the state game lands. If you've been faced with challenges like this, losing a hunting property, leave me a comment. Let me and Friends of Bunjie know how you've dealt with it, how you've handled it. And I wish you the best. Until next time, all hail Bunjie.